dropping EDM, hip-hop, and a bunch of best beats programs around. If you want bangers, you'll be in the right place with Tune One. Tune1.com.au. That's tune, the number 1.com.au. Tune One, proud show sponsor.
BRL, son.
Peace, this is Nelson Dialect. You're tuned in to Beats, Rhymes and Life.
This is ISB. You're listening to BRL.
This is Optimus from the almighty Downside Crew.
Yeah, this is Nick Loopy from One Day Spit Syndicate.
What up, it's 360. You're listening to Beats, Rhymes and Life.
Peace, family. This is El Fresh the Lion on Beats, Rhymes and Life. Stay tuned. This is where hip-hop lives.
Yeah, buddy, it is BRL, the podcast. Yeah, we've got an intro this week, not just playing the interview outright, but we got two chats, so I thought we need to introduce it. Of course, chats do sponsor tune1.com.au, host of some great hip-hop programming, Jay Fountain Hour, there's also the Mix King Hour, of course, BRL's on there, 1200 Degrees, both shows of that, and a whole lot more. Tune1.com.au. Hip-hop fans rejoice. I think sort of like listen Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and you'll pretty much be sorted with all of your hip-hop needs on that internet station. Now, tonight, two conversations. We'll be chatting to Rapaport on this program, and on top of that, we'll be having a chat to the Buegs Brothers. That is a hilarious conversation. You'll hear both in just a sec on this podcast. In fact, without any further ado, I'll drop the stinger and we'll jump in right away with Rapaport on BRL, the podcast. It is BRL all across Australia on the Community Radio Network. And now joining us, one of the mainstays of the Big Village label, and it's been quite a while. So joining us on the program, Rapaport. Now, our first question is, it's been a minute, and the new track Dodo is out now. So what's been happening?
Yeah, I have been working on music so much in the last few years, so it's kind of been building up. I've got a whole bunch of kind of projects, but just getting the first thing out was kind of like a bit of a, you kind of put a lot of, I think, pressure on yourself when you haven't put music out for a little while, and you're like, I really want to make it like something special. So yeah, it took me a little while just getting it all right.
Now, Dodo seems like a bit of a real story. Give us a bit of background.
Yeah, I guess and Dodo, it's just kind of a song about, doubting yourself, negative thoughts, the voice in your head, and I've always kind of been, everyone has that kind of struggle of trying to overcome, the negative kind of, voices that we hear, self-talk. And I've always really struggled with, that negative self-talk, even though I've done heaps of stuff in my, music career, and I'm really proud of all the things I've done. It's kind of crazy how much whenever I'm doing anything, I've got this voice in my head going, "You can't do that. You can't. That sounds shit. This is hopeless. You don't know what you're doing." So it's kind of about me trying to battle that voice in my head and trying to overcome it and I guess kind of talk myself through it, and to a certain extent it's talking as well about how the fact of me making music is part of that struggle. And I guess I was trying to make it more speak about issues that are a lot more universal than just being a musician, and this is kind of an interesting one where I guess I'm trying to talk about the struggle of what goes on in your head, but also make it talking about it in a musical context. So yeah, I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh, I'm definitely with you on that one. That is every week with this show. I'll listen back to this.
Everyone, man, we all have that. And we all have our own battles, and trying to convince ourselves. I mean, some people have it less than others, I guess. Some people just have that deep confidence and they can just go follow their gut. But I know a lot of us, we just kind of we get stuff done, but we're always kind of like fighting against that self-doubt, that self-criticism. And the funny thing with me is I've always been like, I've been my own worst critic more than anyone, so it's like, I think it's, it's something that I felt like I could really speak to from a personal perspective, but, other people would relate to.
Now, Big Village, have you guys got some stuff on the horizon? Because it has been a little bit quiet of late from you guys.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, Big Village has had a pretty massive kind of change in the last few years, and it's very much very different to how it started. So nowadays, Big Village is just owned and managed by myself, and I've got people that I work with, like a designer and other people on the team, but it's not the sort of collective that it once was. So like a few people were running the label with me over the past few years, and they've kind of moved on to doing other things. There's no kind of bad blood. Like we're all pretty cool together. But yeah, people just kind of moved on, and I think I'm pretty happy about how things have gone, to be honest, because the way that it was when we were really busy was great for the community. I think we did a lot of great things, but for me personally, it just was so much time in terms of my actual time to make music was kind of what suffered. So there was a lot of years there where I couldn't make the sort of music. So basically now the label is owned and managed by myself, and my focus is just making music. So the plan is to kind of keep the label going, to kind of release my music and other collaborations that I do with other artists. And with some of the artists that we work with, kind of helping them in a less kind of hands-on approach, like with releases. We've worked on some other releases with artists where we're kind of helping them but not invested in it. So last year I released an album with a guitarist called Musa Jakate, who's a friend of mine, and we basically kind of co-released his album, but weren't kind of financially invested in it. So just kind of using the label as a way to kind of help other artists kind of grow and build their own kind of fan bases, which kind of works more for me where I'm at now, because I can't really invest the sort of time that I used to invest, and if you're releasing the album and you kind of have an ownership of it, there's a certain extent of level of work that's needed to do, and I just can't kind of do that at the moment because I, pretty much work full time and then playing music the rest of the time. So yeah, it's definitely different for what than what the label used to be. But I've got a few kind of friends that are like original kind of people in the label that are kind of working on music that hopefully we'll be able to kind of put out in that sort of capacity where we're like assisting them with their releases. But man, yeah, it's a tough business running a record label, and I've loved doing it, but the amount of time and energy that it kind of took from me to do it at the way that it was being done for so many years is just kind of something that I was kind of like, well, I could do this forever, but I'm gonna like have other parts of my life that are gonna suffer. So yeah,
absolutely,
it's a big change. But I think fans will come with us. Hopefully, like it's definitely a different thing. And when last year we were planning a whole bunch of sort of events to kind of keep kind of promoting shows with a whole range of artists. But obviously the events kind of shut down. But if hopefully there'll be some more live events that we can kind of put on to and bring some of that energy of the original kind of crew members together for the live shows, even if they're not releasing music through the label anymore.
Thanks for joining us, Rapaport.
No worries. Thanks so much for getting me on the show.
It is a BRL all across Australia on the Community Radio Network, and now joining us on a very interesting... We're doing this through Facebook Messenger, of all things. So shouts to Facebook. I hope you guys enjoy all the phone call, because they'll hear it before everyone else does, I assume. They're always listening. So joining us is 10th Dan and Adam Coots, a.k.a. the Buegs Brothers, along with Child here on BRL.
What's up?
Now,
we got my son Lenny here as well. He's the third Buegs brother, but he doesn't smoke Buegs.
all right, well, hello, Lenny, and now I actually know your name. Hello, Lenny, because we were trying to get Lenny to say hello to me a little earlier. But boys, welcome to the show. Now, I've been interested in this project for a while. It's sort of a link up of a couple of my favorite sort of underground labels. And on top of that, it's a pretty chill, Buegy kind of project, and it's animated. So, what brought you boys together, and then following that is what made you guys decide that you guys were going to be an animated series?
Come on, what do you got, Cootsy?
We first met back in, I don't know, how long ago was it? 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, we met at that gig.
Yeah, we were
Black Josh gig.
Black Josh, yeah. We were seeing the same. We were actually dating the same girl, so it was kind of awkward.
Yeah.
And then that all got came out of the woodworks at the show, and then we started hanging out. We thought, fuck it, and we jumped on Ancestry.com, and we soon found out that we were actual brothers.
Oh, wow. This is turning into one of those RedTube kind of things in background.
Mate, it is. It's a very bizarre story, but 100%. 100%, man. We couldn't believe it either. We've just recently discovered that we're actually related.
Mm.
And so, we're both heaps similar, except we look a bit different, but we're actually both we were both pretty much living the same lives except in different states and had never really talked to each other. And then all that shit went down with Buegs Girl.
Yep.
And it was on.
Yeah.
And it was on. We just sort of hit it off.
Yeah.
Now,
it had something to do with the number 23. I don't know.
Oh dear, I love that. This has started already. This is the most Buegy conversation so far. So the animated side, sort of turning this twisted backstory into an animated series. Like there's a few of these videos out there. What made you animate it all?
We first started watching H.P. Lovecraft, and that's how we got into reanimation. And we had to kill a cat first, and then bring it back to life. So that was kind of weird. We kept it in the fridge for a bit.
All across Australia on the Community
Don't
Radio
F
Network.
man. Don't
That
F
is
cats.
Dodo from Rapaport available. No, I wasn't talking about reanimation
animation,
platforms now.
Yeah.
Let's get back into this chat with Rapaport.
Yeah, so that's pretty much how that happened.
Mm-hmm. So who is the animator? Not reanimator, a person who's drawing.
We both do it.
Yeah, you both do it.
Drawing.
Well, that's very cool. And
like I said,
a bit better.
We're brothers, man. We it's the weirdest thing in the world. We both just do all the same shit. We're almost like just two of the same person, pretty much.
Like I mostly write Dan's raps.
Right.
I've written every one of Dan's raps ever.
He has. He has.
Someone taller and better looking to do them. I was like, I can't keep doing this as a short, ugly dude.
It was a business. It was a business transaction. It was like, what's going to sell? And I had like a wicked goatee when I first started, and Coots was just like, dude, that face. Let's go. I've got some rhymes.
Yeah, I put some posters up around the plaza, and Dan rang me.
Yep.
I love this. I love every part of this so far. Now, the project now, it's all on YouTube, and people can go watch these projects and such. So, like, is there more Beugs Brothers adventures down the road for everyone?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's
heaps. Excellent. So, sort of putting this stuff down. I'm guessing you're taking from real life events. Do you guys
it's
sit down?
100% factual.
It's factual. Like,
everything that's happened.
Is a documentary.
It's pretty much documentary, dude. Like we bend the rules here and there, but most of it is like 100% real.
Yeah, you got to keep it sort of entertaining because there's a lot of boring stuff. Sitting there.
So like obviously we like jazz it up slightly, but all the stuff with like the Bugnomic culture and all that, like we were actually raised by warlocks and witches and shit.
It's kind of like a commune. Like our mum was a witch, and she was busy like haunting mines and licking toads and shit, so she couldn't really look after her.
We found all this out on Ancestry.com. We didn't realise. We thought because we were both raised by different parents, and we were just thinking, oh yeah, we're just, who we are. And then we started seeing the same chick, and then we met each other, and we looked up Ancestry.com because our lives were so similar and shit. We just heap stuff on it.
Damn, Beugs Girl really brought it together.
Yeah, props to Beugs Girl, man. She fucked us over, but you know what? That happens in life.
Yeah.
and now the Buegs Brothers are here,
Yeah.
Indeed. So you guys will be summoning demons and such on a stage when you go to the Smoky Horse, which is in Braidwood, New South Wales. Now, I had to sort of ask, I'm not from New South Wales, where is that? But you're saying it's kind of near Canberra, but it's a regional show, and you've got probably the best lineup I've ever seen for a regional show.
I don't know, I think it might be a fictional town.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know. No, it can't be.
It's a fictional town.
Most people there are cartoons.
It's actually a hologram.
Sweet. All right, so according to a quick Google search, Braidwood is a town in the southern tablelands of New South Wales in the Queanbeyan Paralang. Apologies to Queanbeyan. I know. Well, I know for a fact that we actually broadcast in the Queanbeyan, so shouts to Queanbeyan. But it's near there, so it is a real place, and people will be able to go to this show, see maybe some animated characters, maybe some real life people, but it is Adam Coots, 10th Dan, of course, the Beugs Brothers, Mas Volkov, Joe Snow and Sinks. You also got Context, Axe Acklands, Indigos, Rap FC, Karuna, Il Gato, and a whole lot more. That's an incredible show for Braidwood in New South Wales, and that is for your New South Wales ACT crew. That would be Saturday, April 24th at the Smoky Horse there, and people can get ticks through Pang and such, can't they?
Which is actually, yeah, you can. It's also me and Coot's birthday, the 24th of April.
Ah, well then, get some drinks for the Beugs Brothers.
Yeah, make sure you bring us a huge white widow tree. If you're out there listening. That's the rule.
But anyway,
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's for the Beugs. Thanks very much for joining us, the Beugs Brothers.
All right, on you, bro.
Dropping EDM, hip-hop, and a bunch of best beats programs around. If you want bangers, you'll be in the right place with Tune One. Tune1.com.au. That's tune1.com.au. Tune One, proud show sponsor.